Hi, good evening. Welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. I was just looking at some videos on YouTube, and even though I don't actually watch minimal television personally, I do pick up on some of the talent shows occasionally, and the one that I do remember seeing was Marcelito, the incredible singer who could do both the woman's part and the man's part and do it perfectly. They had this is a Filipino singer who was very accomplished. In fact, he went on and was critiqued by various voice coaches who were top coaches. In other words, not just coaching people who want to sing a pop song, but these coaches, the ones I saw, really knew what they were doing, because they picked up on all kinds of perfection within Marcelito's performance that you would have to be really trained, highly trained, to be able to pick up on. So Marcelito, as you probably know, didn't get the golden buzzer. And my question on this is that I wonder whether in fact this is a reverse psychology thing, that they deprived him. In depriving him of the golden buzzer, they created a terrific amount of controversy, both for the show and for this singer. Now, Beth's Filipina, and she thought that because Marcelito is Filipino, is not a mix, is not terrifically handsome, beautiful, she felt that the Filipino nation, as a nation, would generally not favour him. And this is borne out by one of the other shows. There was another show called Philippine Idol, in which there was a singer who was very, very talented, but she was turned down or viewed unfavourably because she wasn't, as the show's, I think the main man in the show is Vice Ganda, who for most people, for most foreigners, this will not be a familiar name, but here in the Philippines he is extremely famous, and not without cause, because he is extremely talented himself, very good singer, actor, comedian, and a really high quality, high standard act all round. Now, he failed, if that's the word, this particular singer. I mean, I only remember the incident now, rather than whether what the person's name was, or whether it was a woman or a man. But one particular act, he failed because, or turned down because it wasn't an entire package. Now, the thing is that it's evident in the entertainment industry that looks are extremely important. There are people whose looks are not so great. You can look on any of the TV shows, especially in the Philippines, and there are people who are not raving beauties. These are not, in fact, some of them, the fat, the frumpy, the ugly, not to get too politically incorrect, but they can still have an incredibly successful life in, certainly we're talking about the Philippines, so we'll keep it to the Philippines, and they can work all the time as an actor professionally and have a very good living out of that, and a great measure of fame. So it's not always about looks, depending on the level that the actor or actress is going in at. But in this particular case, the one that we're talking about, Vice Ganda said, no, I can't see you getting any great measure of success because, and I'm paraphrasing, okay, because you're not a whole package. We're looking for the whole package. In other words, beauty, style, voice, talent, the whole thing. So here we have Marcelito, who was an incredible talent, and actually to my eyes, certainly handsome enough. I mean, there are many. Look at, I think her name was Susan Boyle. Not a great beauty, but yet she has now made a huge number of recordings of long playing records, of albums, and has achieved a huge measure of success, even though she is not what Vyskander would have said was a whole package. He would have probably discounted her. She never would have made the show, probably, just on her looks alone. So sometimes the controversy that accompanies what might be viewed as or described as a failure can mean more in terms of exposure than winning, in this case, having the golden buzzer. And there was that little thing of the judges apparently disagreeing. You had Simon saying, well, I think he should, and leaning across and talking to his other people, as if we as the viewers were not there and not listening to any of this. It almost, to me, smacks of a contrived publicity. It got huge controversy surrounding the show. Is it fake? Is it not? Was this guy better? Was that guy not? Marcelito, are they biased? Are they racist? Are they? I have no knowledge. I have no opinion on whether Simon Cowell is racist or not. I don't think that it would make sense for him to be racist. Certainly, I watched I think it was five, it may have been 4 or 5, a singing group of Filipina sisters that was incredible. And they came over from the Philippines, arrived in London, and they did the show. And they were phenomenal, totally professional, exciting to watch. It was heartwarming. They were terrifically appealing, tiny, petite, but powerhouse singers, performers. And to me, Filipina or not, it looked like Simon Cowell was absolutely captivated by them. So maybe Marcelito now, with something my information, I heard that that one of his performances had received 100 million views. I could be wrong. Maybe it was 1 million views. I don't think so, because other people who are putting out nondescript performances, which are just a little controversial, easily make 10 and 15 million. So views, that is. So I think that I'm probably correct in saying that he enjoyed a colossal number of views. Now, for those of you who haven't already realized this, it is about views. You need views for any successful, for any show to be successful. It needs to be enjoying views, because a view means that someone has taken the time and stayed and watched. And if people don't do that, then to that degree your channel is, or show is, successful or not. Now, with such a huge amount of controversy on Marcelito, even with all of that, fail or he didn't win, which we're all into winning, aren't we? That winning is the big thing. But the entertainment industry are about making something be exposed. I've told before about I worked in the circus band of of a well-known circus, Bertrand Mills, and in that there was one act who did he did amazing gymnastic things, and he stood on top of a 6-foot ladder that was standing on this is a free standing ladder, not step ladders, and he climbed the ladder, which was already standing on a table, and he climbed the 6-foot ladder, and he stood on the top of the ladder. It had special foot style top. He stood on that, and he was handed up a tray which had 6 wine glasses on it. In other words, a champagne glasses, very, very shallow like this, and he did a backward somersault onto the ground. So he's already standing about 12 feet in the air, and he does it. Now, he failed. When the first time that I saw it, even sitting there in the band, I saw him fail. He dropped the glasses. So the audience encouraged him. Well, yes, and the circus master, the ringmaster, is there saying, "Come on, just do it again," you know, and encourages him, you know. And of course, the performer is droopy shoulders, but he's encouraged, and he gets up and he tries, and he fails again, and he's about to walk off. Yeah, right. He's going to walk off, and the ringmaster comes off, and he appeals to the crowd. "Come on, let's give the man an encouragement. Come on!" And he wrings out of the audience a huge amount of applause, and the man kind of does a terrible B-movie act. Right, I'm going to try again, and he gets up, and of course the third time he does it perfect. So I was completely taken in by it the first time, and then the next performance, guess what? It all happens again, and he gets the droopy shoulders. The ringmaster comes out, says, "Oh, come on, let's give it." He gets up, and on the third time, perfect. So I started watching very carefully, and actually he never ever made a mistake. When he did it the first time, he did the somersault perfectly. He landed with the tray, with the glasses, perfect, and then he shook the thing loose. It was a contrived failure. The second time, the same thing. He never ever failed. But the audience was brought to a picture of interacting, of being part of the show, that they felt that almost it was their encouragement that made that man recover his spirit and finally say, "I'm going to do it." And he did it. And of course, after that, the applause was incredible, because they'd all worked together to make this man succeed. He didn't need any of it. He did it perfectly every time. Marcelito, at the base of it all, is an incredible talent. And that's what everybody should be talking about. But in order to make him get the views, maybe that's what this was about. And all the Filipinos, let me tell you something about Filipinos that you may not know. Filipinos are the most loyal fans possibly in the world. When they love a celebrity, it's borders on adoration. Adoration. They absolutely love and support their celebrities, and they love them, and they will support them to the end. So all of the Filipinas who are writing into the show, making comments, "We're going to unsubscribe, we don't like Simon Cowell, he didn't do this, or he's that, or he's racist, or he's that," I don't think that he is any of that. I think he is in his own right a kind of showman, and he guides that show through the waters as he thinks it should be guided, and he takes it to the place that it should be. And maybe if he thought that a little controversy was going to go well, let's give it a go. So that's my comment on it. The question, I guess, is the controversy worth more? The controversy of unfair treatment, is that worth more to Marcelito than the golden buzzer? A lot of people have had the golden buzzer. I wonder how many have had possibly millions of people around the world saying, not fair, Marcelito is just wonderful. $1 million fan base created right there. Thanks for looking in. Don't forget to like, and on this channel share, but also please go through to Terence Beth Martin Giving Hope Inc. and have a look at our charity channel, which is doing some pretty heartwarming things too. Bye for now.